Hi everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel German with Ajla. Of course, your favorite place for learning German, where I provide you with practical German lessons with a special focus on, you already know, super clear and easy grammar explanations. If you have watched the last video I uploaded, then you know that we talked about the German articles that are known as der, die und das. I showed you a good method of learning these articles because this is a topic that most German learners struggle with, how to remember which article to use with which word. In today's video, we want to review this method, meaning we will repeat what we have learned and we will use this method to practice today and to learn some new words in German, of course, with their article. Let's start off with a quick reminder on how the method looks. So whenever you want to learn new words in German, of course with their article, you don't want to learn them randomly. It is really important to have a good system in place. And this system will be based on context. Context is so important because context is the natural learning environment of our brain. Please don't underestimate this. When trying to learn new words, it will help you to connect these words by context. So what do? We first of all pick a certain context. Then we are looking for words that would naturally come up in this context and that have the same gender, meaning that are used with the same article. That way, you are learning words that are connected in multiple ways. First of all, they are connected by meaning, as they would show up in the same context. And second, they are connected on a grammar level because they share the same gender, meaning they are used with the same article. All of these connections are building so-called reference points in your brain. And to explain it in the most simple way, the more reference points you have, the longer you are able to remember what you learn. So that's why you really want to connect the words that you are learning on multiple levels. And this method is the best way of doing so. And that's basically it. As you can see, it's not really that complicated, but it does take effort and it does take consistency. But if you are applying this method often, then I promise you will learn so many new German words with their article, and you will be so much more confident when it comes to using der, die, and das. Okay, so now that we talked about the method, let's practice. In the last video, I showed you the context of home office or work setup, and we looked at some masculine words that would naturally come up in this context. Today, we want to switch up the context and we will relocate to the living room. Now, I want you to listen to my voice and to use your imagination. Imagine that it is a work day. It is maybe Tuesday. You worked all day and you just got home. As you open the door of your flat, you are feeling drained, tired, maybe even a bit stressed. And all that you want to do is take some time for yourself, relax, and just rest. As you are entering your living room, it is already dark. You are approaching a little corner in your living room. In this corner, there is a beautiful sideboard. In German, we say die Kommode. Die Kommode. And on this sideboard, there is a lamp. You want to turn on the lamp because it's already dark in your living room. In German, we say die Lampe. Die Lampe. Now, as you turned on the light, you can see everything that is on the sideboard. The first thing that you see is a beautiful little candle that is beside your lamp. You decide to light up this candle for the cozy atmosphere. In German, we say die Kerze. Die Kerze. Now that you lit up the candle, you already feel a bit more relaxed. But then suddenly you see something that is irritating you. The clock on the wall is broken. At this point, it is 5 p.m., but the clock is showing another time. The clock is broken again. In German, we say die Uhr. Die Uhr. But then you think to yourself, oh, it's not that bad. I probably just need to get some new batteries later on. You decide to take your wallet out of your purse or your backpack and to put it on the sideboard as a small reminder to go to the store later on and purchase some batteries. In German, we say die Geldbörse. Die Geldbörse. Then you are thinking about the other things that you should do today. And you think to yourself, oh, I should probably water my plants. And there's a really nice plant on the sideboard. In German, we say die Pflanze. Die Pflanze. At this point, you have a lot of houseplants, and you realize that they are quite the obligation. You have to do a lot to keep them alive. As you are looking at your houseplant, your gaze goes to the middle of the sideboard, and there is a little plastic flower in a vase. And you are thinking to yourself, man, these plastic things are so much easier. In German, we say die Blume. Die Blume. And die Vase. Die Vase. After spending some time here, you take a look into the other corner of your living room, and there you can see your favorite blanket, and you just cannot wait to wrap yourself up in this blanket and to just get some rest. In German, die Decke. Die Decke. Amazing job, everybody! Now that we finished our story, we just want to repeat all the words that we learned one more time to make sure to remember them for a really long time. So let's start with the first word. Die Kommode. Die Kommode. Die Lampe. Die Lampe. Die Kerze. Die Kerze. Die Uhr. Die Uhr. Die Geldbörse. Die Geldbörse. Die Pflanze. Die Pflanze. Die Blume. Die Blume. Die Vase. Die Vase. And one last word. Die Decke. Die Decke. And this is it, everybody. As you can see, we have learned 9 new words in German that are feminine, meaning that are used with the article die. We connected these feminine words into one context, and this was the context of living room. I also created a story for you to really help you remember these words and to create as many reference points as possible. This is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that today's little practice session was helpful, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and of course subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss.